Today we are bringing you the top 50 questions searched about RVing on the internet. We searched Answer the Question, ChatGPT, and Google to find out what you guys are asking about RVing.
And when she says we, she means her.
Always mean me. Keep watching because we're going to tell you what the most Googled question is about RVing. Phil has no idea what these questions are at all. We didn't pre-stage or prep, so you're getting these raw. So are you ready?
Hence the wheeze.
Can I make a campfire inside my RV?
No. Come
People
on.
actually Googled that. That was a question. Okay. We don't even need to spend time on that. Let's keep going.
That's somebody that snacks on Tide Pods.
How to camp for free.
You can boondock. You can go to BLM land. You can go to forestry land. There's apps out there that you can use to find BLM in forestry land.
And those apps include Allstays,
Yep.
RV Life, TripWizard, The Dirt, and Campendium. And Campendium is free, but the other ones you do have to pay for. Currently, we are using TripWizard, and I've been using it for years and years. The Dirt usually does the best finding these kind of campgrounds because that's how they started. They started as an app for backpacking and off the grid.
And just to explain what BLM stands for, it's Bureau of Land Management. So if you're looking for that, if you're new to RVing, look up Bureau of Land Management and you can find places to boondock for free.
All right. Next question.
Right,
now,
that was a little soft serve. Okay.
Yes. So many of these questions could be a video by itself. So we are going to do definitely an abbreviated version of all of them.
Okay.
Is RVing slow travel or slowing down?
Well, it could be both. It just depends. Yes. It depends on how you want to travel.
And by slow it down, we do mean long term. A lot of people will RV full time and they'll sit somewhere for a whole month.
Yeah.
We have fallen into sometimes the trap of moving every 3 to 4 days, which definitely is not slow travel.
No.
But in 2025, we are going to do a better job slowing down so we're not as exhausted as we've been previous years.
So what's the term you want to use for this year?
Hashtag linger longer.
That's
that
right.
is our new theme. So
we're gonna
stand
linger.
by. That is our goal no matter where we're at.
So if you see us going down the interstate at 60, it's because we're slowing down.
Yeah, Phil, that's funny.
Not happening.
Okay. Is RVing cheaper than hotels? Yes and no.
Yeah, I would say no.
Well, it depends on how you RV.
Yeah, I guess it is a yes and no. If you like to stay at the Ritz-Carlton, then no. If you want to stay at a Holiday Inn Express overnight, then probably yes. However, we like having our home with us everywhere we go because we know who slept in the bed the night before. So I guess it's yes or no. It just depends on your travel style.
Is RVing expensive? And that's the exact same answer.
Yeah, yes and no. It just depends on the type of RV that you have.
Well, not just RV, it's the campsites that you choose as well.
Absolutely. But having an RV that you can tinker on and fix things yourself could save you some bucks. If you have something that's rolling down the road like ours that has an engine in it, it might cost a few more bucks.
You decide where you stay. So you can stay on BLM land for nearly nothing for 6 months out of the year, or you can stay at luxury campsites and pay $200 a night. So the amount of money you spend is totally up to you and your budget.
Yeah, you can be a pedestal king or you can be a desert
queen.
Rat. Okay, there you go. Queen. I don't know.
Okay, is RVing safe?
Sure, it's safe.
I think it is just as safe as living in a house. So you are just as susceptible to break-ins, to people doing stupid things with weapons in an RV, just like a house.
Yeah, we've been on the road almost 7 years, and we have not felt unsafe anywhere. We've had
2 times.
Unsafe. We had the hair stand up on the back of our neck that went, nah, maybe this isn't the best spot. But it wasn't. We didn't feel unsafe. It was just like
we had a feeling. And
there's just too much going on here. So you have to listen to your spidey senses. These things have wheels. If you don't like where you're at, hitch up, hook up, turn it on, go to the next spot.
And just so you know, both of those were overnights. One was at a Walmart, one was at a Cracker Barrel, and we left both times. We didn't stay. Is RVing full-time worth it?
100%.
We're probably not the ones to ask because obviously we're going to say yes.
Well, I would say yes, and the people that we've met that are full-timing would probably say the same thing.
Except for those who packed it in. We know quite a few people who didn't last more than a year or hung in for about a year and decided it just wasn't for them.
Yeah.
Make a list of your pros and cons. Is it worth it to give up certain things for other things? You're going to be giving up your permanent community. You give up living next to your family. You're going to give up having that safe space where you know all about everything you do every day, as opposed to constant change. You never know where you're going to wake up. You're away from family for long periods of time, and really your community is traveling just like you are, so they're not always with you. So there are a lot of pros and cons, and for us, it is so worth it.
Absolutely.
What is the best RV black tank treatment?
Ooh,
This
water.
is hard.
Water. Keep your black tank full of water. You don't want to get the dreaded poop pyramid. You got to keep water in there to keep things moving. So when you pull the flush handle, everything comes out. Now that's just to keep things moving freely.
Keep things flowing.
There are many things out there to help clean and sanitize your black tank. You want good and bad bacteria in there to eat everything up so that it all flows smoothly.
As far as a treatment, there are a ton out there that we've used, and they all work pretty good. So we really haven't found one. Do you remember finding one that we didn't like at all?
No, there's some we like more than others.
But honestly, I think Happy Camper is the only one that we decided not to buy again.
Yeah. So what we use now for our black tank is liquefied. It smells good. It's got the citrus orangey smell.
Another one that we've used that we really like is Unique.
Unique, yep.
Yeah, that's a good brand too. So test it out. See which one works best for you and how you RV, and you'll know if it's something that you want to buy again. What is the best RV battery? Another question with no definitive answer. It all depends.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Well, there are three main kinds of batteries. There's lithium.
Well, lithium, AGM, and lead acid. So we started with lead acid, which didn't allow us to do a lot of things while we were boondocking without running our generator. So lead acid, you can only let run down 50%. We've got a whole blog on that. It comes down to type of campground. If you are going from pedestal to pedestal and plugging in, you can have lead acid batteries because you're not going to need that power unplugged. If you like to boondock and stay off grid, then some type of lithium is going to be your best bet. Charge faster. They can charge all the way down to 0.
If you're only going to boondock for 1 week a year and that's it, it's not worth upgrading. Run the generator.
Yeah, you don't need...
You want to get your value out of the purchase because it is a high dollar purchase. How do you find boondocking sites?
I asked Stacy to find them for me.
That is very true. Now, we did answer this earlier, so I'm going to reference back to the other question where we were talking about free camping. Can you use nails to hang pictures in the RV?
Sure, if you want to tear up your RV walls. No.
That's a big no-go.
Yeah, never. You don't want to nail anything. You don't even really want to screw anything into your walls unless you know exactly what's behind the wall. Most walls are, 2 inches, 3 inches thick, if that. And there's wires running back there you don't know. So do not nail in your RV walls.
So what we use is 3M tape, and that usually works really well. You can either use the Velcro or the regular 3M tape. Just be advised that over time, the adhesive on that will dry up. What is the best RV mattress?
Our current one. That's the best RV mattress.
Our current 2.
Yes, that's right. Mattresses.
So we have been through some RV mattresses.
4.
And we all know that the ones that come with the RV are terrible. They're super thin. Your back hurts. They're so uncomfortable. And everybody's trying to unload them.
So the one that came with it, I slept great on. Stacy didn't. So then we said, okay, let's try a different one. I slept great on the second one. Stacy didn't. So we went to a third mattress. She absolutely loved it. I didn't. It was just too soft.
So that's what we figured out is I need a mattress that's much softer than what Phil needs. He wants plywood. I want soft and comfy.
Firm.
So thankfully, we've reached out to today's sponsor, which is RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. And they sent us the mattress to try out. And thanks to their 120-day free sleep trial, we were able to switch that mattress out, which was not working for Phil, and we decided to try something really cool. We got 2 twin mattresses. I got the firmness I want, Phil got the firmness he needs, and now we have the best sleep, both of us, that we've ever had.
And I didn't need 120 days to know that I had found the right mattress. The very first night that I slept on it, I was like, yep, this is it.
So what I love about RV Mattress is the way it comes packaged. You order it, it'll show up right at your campground. They ship from their warehouse is it Arizona?
I believe so.
So it comes straight to you. It's wrapped up nice and tight. These mattresses are made specifically for RVs. So it was such an easy process. And I do love the fact that they have a 10-year warranty.
Yeah, that's super nice.
Of course, they have provided us a steep discount for you. So if you use our code and link below, you can save 30% on a comfortable RV mattress for you.
That's a great savings. But I'm telling you right now, if you are having any doubts about your current mattress, give them a try.
Sleep is one of the most important things. Just for wake up rested. You don't want to kill your spouse because you're grumpy and tired. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
The best RV for full-time RV living. Don't you love all these questions we can't answer?
Can't answer that one because the best one for us may not be the best one for you. It's all about personal preference. You have to go in, touch them, sit in them, feel them. It has to fit for you.
So we always recommend making a list of your needs. Do you have large dogs? Do you have kids? Are you going to be working from your RV? Are you only going to have it on the weekend and visit family? So make a list of what your actual needs are, and that will help you decide what RV you need and what floor plan might work for you.
Yeah, and don't let a salesperson tell you what you need. They don't know you. They don't know how you plan to travel or who you travel with. So have your list, stick to it, and it'll work out for you in the end.
Can I cook inside my RV?
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, although we do know some people who won't cook in their RV. They're afraid odors are going to get in the walls or on the wallpaper, or especially like bacon. We know how bacon can be, but we've been in our RV for 7 years and we cook in it almost daily. There's no way I would be stuck outside cooking every single day.
Open your windows, turn on your vents when you're cooking. Yes, you can cook your bacon and sausages inside. A lot of people, I don't know why they do that. You have the stove, you have the kitchen, use it. You're going to be much happier.
Yeah, live like you would live at home, in a house.
You don't go in your backyard and cook your bacon at home.
Some people might.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Okay, this is a good one.
All right.
Can you poop in an RV?
Only in the bathroom, in the toilet.
If
yes.
it has a bathroom.
Yeah. Yes, you can. Who?
I know. I'm telling you, it's hilarious.
No.
It was there. I swear, it was there. What happens if you run out of propane in your RV?
Then you snuggle at night really close.
Yeah. And you're not cooking.
Yeah. Well, if you run out of propane, if it's like us, we would have to move the entire RV, go to a propane place. Or if we're lucky enough to have a propane truck come to us, we could call and see. That probably would cost more. If you're in an trailer, a bumper pull, a fifth wheel, where the tanks are removable, just take them out, take them to a propane place, get them filled, and bring them back up.
How do I RV without going crazy?
Drive slow, linger longer.
I don't know.
How do you RV without going crazy? I don't know.
I think they might be referring to more like in small spaces or I mean, I don't know for sure. This was the question that popped up, so there's no frame of reference.
I got it. So you're sitting in your house right now and you want to know what it's like to live in a small space. Go to your bedroom, go in your closet, shut the door, and sit in it.
It's not that small.
If you don't go crazy after a couple hours, you're good.
All right. Can I live in an RV full time? Oh, these are back to back. Can I live in an RV full time and still be happy?
Yes. And I'm look into my eyes. You will be happy. I mean, that's crazy that people would ask that. Yeah, you can be happy anywhere you go.
That's all about your own personal mind frame and enjoying where you are. You can make the best of any situation. But then again, if RVing's not for you, then you go to the next thing.
And that's where Stacy said earlier, where people have tried it for a year and it wasn't for them. And they went back to a traditional house. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
When we first started, we had some anxiety because we were leaving 3,000 square feet, coming to 300 square feet. So it was a little unknown. We had no idea what we were getting into, but we adjusted, we adapted to our current lifestyle, and we couldn't be happier.
And there are adjustments to be made. Yeah, so happy. No. There are adjustments to be made.
Yes.
So, but that is our new normal. Those adjustments are just a way of life now.
Give me a hard one.
What does dry camping mean?
Dry camping?
Yeah.
Boondocking.
It just means you don't have full hookups.
Yeah.
So you're not connected to electric and water and sewer.
You're relying on your own resources. And if you're really worried about going out somewhere, BLM land or forest land and boondocking, then what we tell people all the time, is this a common question?
Oh, yeah.
Go to a campground that has full hookups, water, electric, sewer. Fill up your freshwater tank, disconnect power, disconnect the water, and sit there for a couple days and see how long it takes you to drain your batteries and run out of water. If you do it in a day and a half, boondocking may not be for you. But you'll know.
It doesn't mean not for you. It just means you need to practice.
Right, but that's what I was going to say. But now you know that you blow through your water too fast, then you can work on how you can extend your resources.
And we have a lot of blogs on that too. Yeah. What is the difference in a Class A, B, and C RV?
A Class A is a drivable motorhome. A Class C is also a drivable, but much smaller.
Okay.
Engine's normally in the front on a Class C, and most of them have an overcab. A Class B is your van, and that can be gas or diesel.
How long does it take to set up an RV?
Depends on how much stuff you have to set up.
And what RV you have.
We can be set up in 15 minutes.
If we really, really hurry.
No, we don't put out, so we don't put out a lot. We don't put out hardly anything outside.
But usually it takes us about 30 minutes because I'm usually sweeping and mopping, and we're not in a hurry.
But if we're not doing that, 15 minutes. We only have 4 slides, and we hook up the water and plug in the power. I mean, it doesn't take that long to do that.
How about time him next time, because we are doing longer than 15 minutes.
I'm done outside. I'm waiting on her.
What are you doing out there then?
Waiting on you. I stand out there just like...
So really what we're trying to say is, Fibber, it depends on what RV you have. We had friends that took 2 days to set up because they would pull out barbecues and like bikes and motorcycles and crazy stuff, and it would take them quite a while. And they also had like a 72-hour breakdown, and then they had a 48-hour breakdown. So it just depends on, you know, how much stuff you have. Now, Phil's mom, we camped with her one time, and they have a small travel trailer, and literally took them 2 days to set up and break down too.
I mean, we don't have a lot of stuff because we've purged and we've dialed it down. We pared down a lot. Yeah. So again, if you have kids and you're setting up stuff outside, it's going to take you longer.
Why is RV parking so hard?
Because everybody's watching you. And if
this is the biggest fight of all RV couples.
If nobody's outside watching you, they're inside peeking through their blinds watching you. And it's nerve-wracking for us. You have this big old Class A, and you're backing it into a site, and you know, everybody wants to nail it their first try. And if you don't nail it the first try, no matter what you're driving, you start to sweat. Now you feel the eyes on you.
And the popcorn.
Yeah. And it's just practice. You have to practice. We have gotten better, way better over the years.
Definitely practice.
It also helps to have a good spotter. So whoever's driving, make sure you and your spotter know exactly what to say, how you want to move, where you want the tires. So it makes it that much easier when you're pulling in. Stacy does a really good job because we communicate.
Mostly, sometimes.
Yeah, this is where the fight starts. And those of you that have been there, you know exactly what I'm saying.
Now, if you don't have a spotter too, and make sure that you're getting really used to your mirrors, your backup camera, and don't be afraid to pull up, get out, walk your site, decide where you want your tires to be. So there are, you know, some checklists that you're going to do when you're pulling in, whether there's 2 of you or just 1 of you. Is RVing a word?
Sure. I don't use words that I can't spell, and RVing
is easy to spell.
So it is a word.
How do I camp or RV in the winter?
Very carefully.
Okay, so we did just have a video on this go up 2 weeks ago where we give you some tips. Fill your tank, put away your hose.
I should say pull your water hose.
So it doesn't freeze. If you're sitting in the same spot for a long period of time and you're going to be in really cold weather, I would recommend skirting, because that's going to make a big difference for how much propane you use to stay warm and how effective your RV is in staying warm, and, you know, all of your pipes and all that stuff. But I will link a video down below that will go into that subject. And I do have to tell you, but as of this month, this is the #1 searched question.
Well, it's that time of year, and people are wanting, they're wanting to know how to do it.
Don't hesitate to drive south. That's probably my best advice. Drive south. Go where it's warm.
Remember, they have wheels. You can move them.
All right. How to make money RVing.
Oh, wow. There's a ton of ways that you can make money RVing. You can camp host, which means you're in a campground and you're working for that campground for either a free site or free site and payment.
We know people who worked outside Yellowstone at the candy store there.
You can work in your rig as a blogger. You can write for yourself. You can write for other folks.
There's seasonal employees where you get seasonal jobs as you travel around the country. You can teach online. You can be an RV tech or RV inspector.
That was going to be my next thing. You could do that. And you can still move around the country. You don't have to be stuck in one place because they're remote jobs. There's a dashboard that the inspector or the technicians use to put in where they're at, and people can find them there. So there's a ton of jobs out there.
Right. And I, of course, have a huge blog on this. I'll link that below. Yeah. How do I keep my RV from smelling like a porta potty?
Well,
keep Phil out of it.
Use the liquefy and water in your black tank, and use your fan. Make sure your fans or your vent fans are working, or open your windows. That's the easiest. But clean your tanks on the regular.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one. Keep your black tank closed until you're ready to flush it.
How do I maintain my RV?
Keep it clean. Stay on top of the maintenance. Have a maintenance checklist that like
Our
we have.
schedule.
Yeah. So we have a free checklist that you can download that I put together, but have a checklist. Know the things that need to get done. If you want to learn more about your RV, go to an RV tech course to learn about the systems and how things work in here so that you can better stay on top of your RV.
The downloadable he's talking about is actually a schedule. So you put in, like say something needs to be checked every 3 months, you put it in and it'll let you know what's coming up and what you need to do.
What I did is I went through all of my manuals for our rig, and I pulled out all the stuff that I needed to stay on top of. So you could do that. You could have as many or as little as you want if you know them. But go through your books. They'll tell you what you need to do so that it'll keep you on task.
Perfect. What is the best RV for full-time living?
The one that fits your needs.
I think we kind of answered this already. You know, there's no such thing as a perfect RV, and there's no such thing as a perfect RV for everyone. How do I park my RV without hitting anything? I think we covered that with backing up.
Have a good spotter. Get out and check it if you're by yourself.
All right. Is an RV washer and dryer worth it?
For us, 100%. 100%.
I hate the laundromat. Yeah. I hate going. I hate scheduling it. I hate going and sitting there for a couple of hours. So for us, yes, even though we do have a stackable and it takes a while because you can't put that much in them, but I don't care. I'd rather toss in a small load and go through it. Now, some people disagree with me. They would rather have that space for storage or clothes or whatever, and they don't mind going to a laundromat. So again, this is something that it just depends on the person and what your pain point is.
Yeah, our pain point is not sitting.
It's not having one. What are the top RV brands? And before you start listing them, I want to say it depends on your price point.
Yeah.
If you are buying a $20,000 RV, there's a big difference in a $20,000 RV across all brands as opposed to a $200,000 RV. Yeah. So it depends on the type you're looking for, what your budget is, and really, that's it.
For us, it came down to customer service. We looked at all kinds of brands, Class A's, Class B's, Class C's, and different RV manufacturers. And we just wanted a decent rig that had good customer service. And at the time, for us, it was Tiffin. And this was based on...
Repair was really easy. Yeah.
It was based on customer reviews of the brand. It was from talking to people that owned Tiffins. So that gave us a warm fuzzy that we would be able to get things taken care of if need be.
What's the best RV? I think you just do a little bit of your homework and then dive into based on your price point. Because I got to tell you, there's no such thing as a perfect manufacturer. All RVs have issues. All brands have issues. All manufacturers have issues. So, you know, it just kind of is what it is.
We get that question a ton. What is the perfect RV? And we can never answer it.
Nobody can. Look, go ahead. Start the debate down below because people will debate it till they're blue in the face. But I got to tell you, you're driving down the road, you know, bouncing these things all around. Things happen, things break. It is what it is. What is the best RV trip planner? I will answer that because Phil does no planning. And I got to tell you, I've tried several over the last 7 years. And the one I love the most that I can't imagine traveling without is RV Life's Trip Wizard. Love it. I have a ton of videos about it. I have blogs about it. So if you want to learn more about this trip planner, or if you want to sign up, we do have an affiliate link and that will save you 25%. How much does an RV cost?
Anywhere from $5,000 to infinity. I mean, it just depends on the type of RV you're getting. If you're getting a small little R-Pod, it's going to be less than a 45-foot tag axle Class A. The price point is what you can afford. Stay within your means. If you're living within a budget now, you can take that budget with you over to the RV side and factor in how much you can purchase.
What is RV Life? I'll take that one too. RV Life is an app. It is a part of Trip Wizard, which we just talked about, but it does all kind of things from planning, campground reviews. It has a really cool maintenance scheduler that you can use if you don't want to download hours. You can search for all kind of campgrounds. It's a great app. I highly recommend it. Again, we have an affiliate code, but I use the heck out of it.
Not only is there an app, but she also uses it on her desktop.
I almost exclusively use it actually on my desktop. Yes. I say app, but it is an app. I typically use it on my desktop.
Yes.
Can I take my RV through a drive-through?
If you're in a van, yes. If you're in a bumper pool R-Pod behind an F-150, yes. Well, most of them you can. So the short answer would be no. don't take your RV through a drive-through. We've seen the pictures. You've seen the pictures and videos. It normally does not end well.
No.
We have parked in an adjacent parking lot, or I've dropped her off and driven around the block if we wanted to run in and grab something quick from a fast food joint. So apply caution.
What size RV do I need? How do you look?
I tell you what, give me your wallet, your bank account, and I will buy one for you. No, that's a tough one. Again, I say that
it's
funny.
Really based on your needs.
Yeah, it is.
And how much money you have to spend.
Yeah.
They're both kind of aligned. Okay, this one was everywhere. RVing for beginners.
What's the question?
That's the question.
RVing for beginners. So I guess I would go back to where I said, whatever RV you have, whatever you purchase, go to a campground and plug in, fill up your water, and learn all of your basic systems, how everything works in a safe place like a campground.
And that's called a shakedown.
Yeah, you have water, you have sewer, you have power, and you have other RVers that can help you. Yes, RVers is a word too. That can help you if you have a question. And if you need help, go stand on top of your roof. They all come out and ask what you want. Hey, what are you doing? You need a hand? Need tools?
When we first started, we had never RV'd before. Nope. We had done some very minimal camping as kids. So look, all you have to do is jump in and practice, and you'll get really good at it. Read some of your manuals, watch some videos, do a little search on the internet. You will get really good at it. The best way is just to jump in and go.
Yeah, play with it. We would bring it home on the weekend because we couldn't keep it at our house. We'd bring it home on a Friday afternoon and keep it the weekend, and we would just play with it. We would literally open the slides, close the slides.
Try and figure out the batteries and the vacuum cleaner and all the things.
Oh, yeah, the vacuum cleaner was a tough one. But you get what we're saying. You got to get in it, play with it, read the books.
All right. How to get internet RVing.
There's quite a few different ways that you can do that. There's, the cell pucks that you can buy from the cellular carriers. You can buy modems with SIM cards in them like what we have. You can use Starlink. So it's gotten much better since we first started. And our current setup is a Peplink modem, and we use a SIM card. And we also have Starlink as our backup because everyone knows that going remote or being out on BLM land, you're not going to get the best signal with those traditional carriers. Starlink has never let us down.
Or in Newfoundland. So if you go to Canada, if you go to Newfoundland, your whatever carrier you have usually will not cross the border with you. And literally we crossed and that switch went off.
AT&T went away. And a lot of people just rely on their cell phone as a hotspot. And
if you don't need a lot of internet, if you're just checking email, just saying hi to the grandkids. Another thing people use if they don't need a lot of internet is they'll go to Starbucks or a restaurant and use theirs for free, or they'll even latch onto the campground every now and then. But just be aware that the campground Wi-Fi is not always reliable. And
be careful if you're in a campground that has free Wi-Fi and no password. I would recommend you not doing any kind of banking.
Never type in a password
on anybody's system that's not your own. Like we travel with our own setup, our own security with our internet. So that's how we manage our day-to-day internet use.
Do I need an RV water filter?
It is recommended that you have an RV water filter, especially if you're bouncing from area to area. The water is going to be different in every place that you go to. Some are into city water, some are into well water. So for us, we say yes, it's recommended that you have some kind of filtration. Now
the filter is going to remove contaminants, odors. It's going to help protect you and your RV from all the gunk that's in the water that you cannot control, like minerals and bacteria.
And smell.
And there are all different types. There's inline, there's canisters, and even tabletop. So there are a lot of decisions to make when you are figuring out which one works best for you. Now, two of the things to consider is one is flow rate. So depending on which filter you choose will affect how fast the water comes into your RV. The next and the most important are microns. If you are not getting a micron less than 1, then you're not going to get as effective of a filter as you should have. If you have a 1 or less than 1, you will also need a pre-filter because there will be some big gunk coming through. And if you don't have a pre-filter of about 20 microns, then all that gunk is going to cloud and clog your more expensive, smaller micron filter. So there are some stages that you're going to want to do no matter which system that you have that will help you get the best water possible.
Yeah, and we've got a video on the system that we use, and we've had a couple over the years, but this one that we have now we think is the best one that we've had. There's a lot of things to consider when you're looking at that: budget, space,
how often you're going to use it. And another thing to consider is plastics. We wanted to get rid of as many plastics as possible, especially since we are in the heat a lot, so that means our plastics are warming up. We also have a water softener, which really does help with our water. And we kicked our old one, not because it wasn't working well, but because I also wanted to get rid of those plastics as well. I don't know for sure that it was actually leaching, but I just got rid of it. And we have a stainless steel canister for that too. So we, of course, will link what we're using. But the biggest thing is the microns, and you can decide how much you want to spend based on how much you use it and what your budget is when you're choosing your water filter. Do RVs have AC, or do I just sweat it out?
Okay, most RVs will have ACs. Your pop-up campers probably don't, although I've seen some now that do have them. But your bigger ones, your Class Bs, Cs, and As should have AC units on them.
But just so you know, not every situation will allow you to use them. If your batteries will not run your ACs, which most don't, then if you're boondocking somewhere overnight at say a Walmart overnight, you may not be able to run those ACs all night long. So just kind of be aware of that. Just because you have it does not mean you have the power to use it if you're not plugged in.
Or on a generator.
How do batteries charge while boondocking? How do you charge your batteries?
Either by generator or solar. We have solar that charges our batteries when we're boondocking. And before we had that, we relied on our generator. And that was one of the reasons why we went to solar and lithium, is so we didn't have to run the generator 4 to 5 times a day when we had our lead acids.
For up to 2 to 4 hours at a time. So, and just do just something to keep in the back of your mind if you're just now researching that. Just because you have solar panels does not mean you will never use your generator again. That's simply not true. You know, if you're having a storm come in and it's cloudy and rainy for 3 days, you're going to end up using all your batteries and need a generator. So the solar panels does not mean you can get rid of your generator if you have a portable. You still may need it sometimes. So just kind of be aware.
And another common question we get is, does the solar run the refrigerator? No. Solar doesn't run anything. It charges your batteries.
That's all it does.
It provides the power to the batteries.
And we have some great stuff on power. We have been doing this for 7 years, so I guess we've accumulated a lot of info. So we will be linking everything below. The next question is how to set up for boondocking, and we kind of just briefed on it. But to boondock, you don't need high expensive lithium, and you don't need solar panels. If you have a generator to charge your batteries, you're good. That's all you need. Best RV for solo women.
One that you feel comfortable in.
There were a lot of solo women questions in my findings. So definitely something that when you say comfortable in, something you can handle
drive
for yourself. And I'm telling you right now, don't think just because you're a woman you have to drive a van. That is not true. We know plenty of women. As a matter of fact, we just talked to Nettie, who's in our crew. And how big is her RV?
It's probably about a 30-foot travel trailer, but she's got a pretty long truck to pull it with.
So don't be intimidated just because you're a female. There are plenty of women too who drive 40-foot motorhomes. So
45-foot tag axles.
Yes, as a matter of fact. So you decide what your pain point is, what makes you comfortable, and you base it on that. But the world is your oyster when it comes to RVs.
Oyster. I don't like oysters.
I know you don't.
But don't be afraid. And you can go to RV lots and test drive them. You know, say, hey, I'm interested in this, and I want to drive it to see if I'm even comfortable in it before you make that huge decision. Get out there, drive them. Drive as many as you can.
You can rent them, too, if you're really not sure. Are there any solo women's groups and communities?
A ton.
A ton. So you do not have to be lonely. Out there if you're full-timing or just traveling for long periods of time. I do have to say my favorite female community is actually our Sunday crew. We have more than a handful of solo female RVers in our group. You are welcome in all of these groups. You don't have to be a couple to become a member in not only our someday crew, but in all of the groups.
Yeah.
Everyone is welcome. But I'm just going to give you a few other ones. Camper Girl is a really good one.
Yep.
RVing Women's Club. Sisters on the Fly is another one. And another thing you can do is actually join something like Escapees or FMCA. They have smaller groups within their larger community that get together. There are a lot of resources out there for women. These are only a few. If you Google them, you're going to find a ton. So don't ever feel alone on the road. There are people that you can get to know, become friends with, travel with, meet up with along the way, and it is a fantastic thing.
And the solo women in our crew are just certified badasses. I got to tell you that right now. And it's a range of ages that are doing this. And I got to tell you, they inspire us because they're out there doing it. No fear. They want to live their life the way they want to. Boom, they're doing it.
All right. How do you sanitize your RV water tank?
How we sanitize our RV water tank is a quarter cup of bleach per every 15 gallons of water in our fresh tank. So we pull that straight from our manual. That's what the manufacturer said. So we recommend that you get into your manuals. Yep. You read them, see what it says, but it's probably going to be about the same.
Similar. Never put bleach straight into your tank without water.
Or your lines.
Yes, because that could totally ruin your connections and your fixtures. Also, if you have too little bleach in there, it won't be enough to kill the bacteria, which is what you're trying to do. You're trying to kill all the bacteria in there. So there has to be a balance between too much and too little for it to be effective. The best RV toilet.
One that you sit on and your feet don't dangle.
I didn't see that coming. Okay, I think the best RV toilet is the one that actually fits your space because they are not all the same size. We just had a friend who replaced their RV toilet and they had a big gap behind that now they're having to figure out how to take care of. So other than that, find the one that fits, will fit the distance from the toilet, the hole that goes down
the sewer,
the pipe to the back wall. That's a really important one. We replaced our toilet early on because it was not a solid seat.
It was plastic.
It was plastic and it was curved and it had all these little ribs and you can't clean that. So if I have to give one suggestion is don't get all the ribs. Get a solid seat. Other than that, whatever fits your space.
Oh, pro tip, and a soft closing lid.
Oh, yeah, that's always nice.
Because, 2 o'clock in the morning, it's inevitable. Somebody's getting up to go to the bathroom. And when you go to close that lid, the entire campground hears it at 2 in the morning. It's just loud.
Oh, yeah.
Soft
One
close.
other thing to consider is if you boondock all the time, you're going to want something that you will be more of a low flow or something you can adjust the water. So just something to consider. Is it safe for women to RV alone?
We answered that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just as safe as it is for a couple.
Yeah.
Do RVs have showers?
No, not all of them. Most of them will have a shower. If you're 6'5", you want to get in and stand in the shower first. A lot of them have the shower dome in there so you can open the lid and you have a little bit of extra headroom up there. But if your head is up here and the shower head only comes to here, probably not going to fit for you.
That's a common thing.
Yeah, so you got to get in these RVs with showers to make sure you fit this way and this way.
All right, that's it.
Wait, that was only 49 questions. I think I counted using my toes.
It was 49. I was trying to slip in that extra one.
Okay.
All right, so ask me a question.
Do RVs come with continuous hot water?
Yes. As a matter of fact,
yes.
Some do, some don't. It depends on your water heater hours. We have 10 gallons of hot water, which I can blow through like that. On the other hand, you can get one of the instant water heaters and you can have hot water as long as you need it, which I really wish we had sometime. If you guys have specific questions that maybe you want either people in the comments to answer or us to answer, pop them down below and we will make sure and link as much stuff as we can so you can dig a little deeper and get more info about all this stuff.
I don't know what any other questions they could ask. I mean, those are...
I don't know. There's a ton of questions. I just got the most popular.
Stump the chump. Come up with a question that you don't
Bill
think...
can't answer. All right, drop it in below. I'm dying to see these.
I'll answer it. It may not be the right answer, but I'll answer it. That's for dang sure.
Thanks for watching, and hopefully one day we'll see you on the road.